Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Noelle and I do unboxings, mostly lifestyle subscription boxes, often with beach, travel, or hygge themes. I also do a little bit of stationery, books, beauty, jewelry, home decor, even a dash of Disney. So if you enjoy unboxings, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the notification bell. And as always, if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for being here and welcome back. Today I have the July installment of Safiya's World Music Tour, and once again, she was not able to fit all of the contents of the full suitcase tier into this beautiful box. There were two additional bubble mailers kind of sandwiching the box, and then everything was bundled together. Now in one of those bubble mailers was a delectable tray of sweets. Mine did not make it in very good condition, and since I had to hold on to the box for a few days before I was able to film this unboxing, I did get permission to go ahead and eat those treats, but I did take a couple of pictures, so you will see them in my photos over on Instagram once I post them. But it was a delicious but kind of smashed treat. And then there was also another bubble mailer on the outside, and we'll go ahead and take a look at those things before we get into the main box. Now this box has three different tiers. Like I was saying, I have been blessed to receive the VIP experience, or the full suitcase, which is $130 per month. That does include that experience with the featured artist, where you get to tune in for a live performance as well as some sort of artist interaction that helps you learn a little bit more about their culture. I know it seems a little bit pricey, but if you think of how much you pay for concerts or those kinds of in-person experiences when you are traveling, I think it is well worth the price, as well as getting all these amazing items that she sources from all over the world. And one of the cool things, you guys, is that 10% of the proceeds of this box do go back to that artist. There is also the book bag, which is $59.99, and that gives you all of the contents of the box, or most of the contents of the box, as well as a playlist that you can listen to, but you don't get that artist interaction and performance. And then finally there is the general admission, which is just $29.99, and that's pretty much just the digital downloads, that part of the experience, the music only. I think you might get a couple of postcards as well. So there are different levels for every budget, but I highly suggest this. I think it is a great box to enjoy as a family, to kind of travel around the world through music and really get to know a little bit about these different cultures that Safiya gets to work with, these artists, many of whom she knows from her own performance career as well as from her school at Berklee School of Music in Boston. So if you're interested, you can use the code Noelle, and that will save you 20% on up to 3 renewals. So highly suggest it, you guys. We have already heard what our next destination is going to be, and that is going to be India, which I think will be fantastic, especially if there's some fun Bollywood stuff going on in there. But let's go ahead and take a look real quickly at the items that did come in that other bubble mailer. So it was actually a nice bag that was holding a few other contents. So I'll show you what those were. One is this little paper bag that had a whole bunch of other sweet treats, and of course we love all of the fun food items, so we got some fun little wrapped items, some little candies. I'm guessing that one's like chocolate. There's like quite a few in here, and even some duplicates, so I might actually share, but you guys can kind of see in here lots of little candies and stuff, which of course is again a reason why this might be a fun box to share with your family. Then we also got this giant bag, you guys, of green Palestine thyme. So big bag of herbs. So I'm wondering if there's some recipes that are going to go along with that, but I'm sure that you can find some on your own. But I do appreciate when we get ingredients so that we can do some of our own cooking. And then they were all nestled inside of this really cool bag, you guys, this like woven bag. I love the colors. I really love like red and turquoise, that contrast together. And then you can kind of see there's some camels, so we're kind of getting a little bit of that vibe going on. It's just got these nice wide straps, which are actually very soft. It has a zipper closure, which I really appreciate, especially with totes. We get so many bags and reusable bags in different boxes, but the fact that that has a nice zipper so you can actually close it, and you can even see there is an interior zipper pocket as well. This is a really big tote, and I feel like it's really kind of cool, and it's got that like boho chic look to it, so I love it. I was really excited about that. Now let's go ahead and get into the main box itself, which as always is bursting at the seams. I did take a quick peek and pull out some of the pamphlets, and also when I had to tell her that my pastries didn't quite make it, she wanted me to check on a few other things as well. So normally inside of this with some shred, colorful shred, she does kind of tuck the little pamphlets inside of them. She kind of creates a little pocket. And we have our little boarding pass, which always has the QR code for the playlist. And she always has kind of her like top favorite songs on that playlist listed. And then we have our passport. This is kind of our product list where it tells us the different items that we received in the box. And she does have it divided into destination items, so ones that are evocative or from that destination, as well as travel items. So it is very much a travel box too. Sometimes we get kind of cool travel gadgets or accessories to help us when we do actually get to go somewhere, even if it is not the actual featured destination. And then she always has this nice chunky booklet that tells us all about it with lots of QR codes, so you can really do your own virtual tour. And in case you have not figured it out yet, our destination for this month is Palestine, the state of Palestine. So there is a little note on the inside, of course, from Safiya. It says, when I started this business, I had many goals. One of them being that I wanted to expose people to music and cultures and nations that they probably wouldn't have ever listened to or thought to go to. When Firas Zraik inquired about this business idea all the way in March, I knew I wanted to feature him. The honest truth, I didn't know anything about Palestine in terms of traveling other than the Dead Sea. The more I explored, I found a nation that had a lot more than meets the eye, much more than any news station would want to talk about. I hope each item in this box exposes you to a different aspect of Palestine, and I hope that Firas's music speaks to you the way it spoke to me. And then she talks about how she sourced things from the Patterson, New Jersey area, also known as Little Palestine. Then we have a table of contents, you guys, and I'll just kind of go over really quickly. We have a section of virtual tours, traveling to Palestine, basic Arabic, the history of Palestine. I'm sure that's got to be like a big section. Let's take a quick look. So we got our basic Arabic, assalamu alaikum, shukran. So yalla, let's get into this box, you guys, and see the history of Palestine. So she does have a QR code for it. She probably found someone who does the best and sort of like neutral but succinct version of that very contentious history. Tells us a little bit about dabke, or a dance that's from the Middle East, things to do in Nablus or Nablus, something about soap. I'm wondering if that's one of the featured items. Something about Palestinian za'atar, which of course is the amazing seasoning, famous olive oil, the sounds of mazika, the art of Palestinian pottery. So again, these are all kind of spoilers as to the things that are in the box. And then in the back, it does tell us a little bit more about Firas, who is our featured artist, and I'm really excited. I don't know that I know exactly when we are going to do that musical experience, but I will have to tune in. I missed the last one because I was traveling, and I was so sad because I really love it. But it was Jamaica, and I was like listening to that playlist like nonstop all 4th of July weekend. So on the top, she always has these cute little keychains. There's always this compass. There's again like a little boarding pass. And then this time, of course, I got this blinged out camel, which is adorbs. I actually really like that one. That's super fun. So let me go ahead and cut into our twine here. And hopefully there's not so much. I do kind of go at a quick clip with this box because there's always so much to see. But I do have the products kind of listed out. So on the side, we did see our I believe that was the candy from Palestine in the Middle East. We got our sweets from Nablus Bakery, which must be there in New Jersey, I'm guessing. We got our Middle East inspired bag, which was the one with the camels. And now, you guys, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull out this item that was in the bubble wrap, which I did take a quick peek and look at before, which is, I believe, an example of that Palestinian ceramics or pottery that she mentioned in the booklet. So let's see if I can find that. It's a spoon rest, and I didn't actually unwrap it all the way. I probably should have, and then saved a little bit of time, but she did do a good job of wrapping it. So it is handmade, and look how pretty it is. So this does remind me a lot of the Turkish pottery and designs that I'm familiar with. So I have a couple of bowls and stuff that totally match this. Always love a good spoon rest. It's a fun way of kind of spicing up your kitchen without spices. Speaking of spices, we also got some Palestinian za'atar or thyme. So we got that like giant bag, and then we got this little bottle of it, which is great. It's really good on just like pita bread with like olive oil, and there's many other uses, obviously. I think she might even tell us a little bit more about it there in the booklet. Then we got this, which looks like, I think this might be like a waist belt or like a fanny pack the way it's looking, but it's got 2 different zipper pockets. So this is probably the poppy flower bag. So it might just have a long strap. So yeah, it's just like a crossbody bag actually, which is my preference over a waist bag, with this really pretty embroidery. It almost has like an Asian feel to it. And of course, like they are actually kind of close to Asia. Now I have been, yes, to Turkey, which is actually a little bit a ways away, but I have also been to Jordan, so which is kind of like, I believe, like I don't know that territory very well, but I believe it's like Palestine is bordered by Israel, of course, and Jordan. Then we have this gorgeous music piece, which is handmade by a musician. I saw this over on Instagram, and I just think this is such a cool item. So let's see what this is. So this is the Canon Necklace. So this is actually a musical instrument, but how cool is it? I mean, it's a beautiful instrument as it is, but such a neat piece to wear as a pendant. So that is really cool. The jewelry we get in this box, you guys, is always super duper fun. Speaking of which, there is some more. I always tell her, like, less is more. Like, you don't have to give us quite so much stuff, but now I feel like we're all spoiled and we just love our packed boxes. So this says there is a jewelry set, and I'm trying to pull it out of the mesh, but they're caught. Oh my gosh, these are so pretty. These are totally earrings that I will wear. You guys know I love my dangly earrings, but how stunning are those with that like sleeve of metalwork and then those like kind of like orangey crystals. Those are super cool. They're actually slightly different lengths, but no one would notice once you're wearing them in your ears. Then it looks like we've got one of our tech gadgets, our travel gadgets, and this is the Smart Personal Robot Cameraman. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so cool. It's like a little robot. Instead of like a vacuum that goes around your house, it actually is a little robot. So it's like a triangle bracket. So it's got a portrait. You can do portrait or horizontal, but it's really great for vlog shooting, and it has a 360 object tracking holder, so it's like gonna follow you, which is so cool. I'm gonna have to read more about that because that's a really neat item. We've gotten some really cool things. And then we've got some more boxes. Again, you guys, I have to go kind of fast with this box. Something in a really pretty mustard colored box. Let's see what this is. So we did get a watch. She is including this in just like the travel items. Wow, this is a blinged out watch for sure. I don't know that I would wear like a watch quite this chunky, although I do kind of like the look of like women wearing like chunkier, almost like men's watches. So we got that. And then also nestled in there is this little camel, and I think this is actually, it is a box. So this is a camel, which is like just kind of a fun decorative piece as it is, but then it opens up, you guys, and you can kind of keep your treasures and trinkets in there. So it's considered a jewelry box, and of course she put jewelry in it. So we got this really pretty, very simple bracelet. I love this link bracelet. This is totally my style. I always have trouble, of course, with getting those clasps done, but I will do my best. And it looks like chunky enough that using one of those bracelet assists, I should be able to. I'm guessing this is the soap that we got. So yes, the olive oil shower soap, which I'm guessing will be really good for the skin. Smells really good too. Just smells like a nice olive oil soap. Love that. Got another box of something. So here is our jewelry set. Wow, I love this. It's almost like carnelian, and actually the little pendant almost looks like a tiny little pineapple, but I love more simple jewelry like this than like lots of sparkly stuff that's like trying to look like diamonds, but it's almost like carnelian. Really pretty. I can totally see myself actually wearing those earrings because they do have a little bit of length to them. Wow, we've got the good jewelry pieces this time. This is a lovely tin. I'm really happy about these containers that you can reuse. We've got more sweets inside, more of those nice chunky bonbons that I think are going to be awesome. And I just love this little tin, which is nice to keep those trinkets and treats in. And then we have another bubble wrapped item, which of course I did make sure was okay. And this is kind of one of the stars of the show. This is some olive oil, Palestinian olive oil to go along, of course, with that za'atar, so you can make some delicious pitas, etc. So she did wrap it up, of course, in another little bag to make sure there was no spillage, just in case there was breakage. But you gotta love a really nice extra virgin olive oil. It says Palestinian tradition in every drop, and what a beautiful glass bottle. I am so glad that it made it intact. She does all of the shipping on her own. I swear she spends so many days and hours at the post office making sure that everybody gets all of their boxes. And then we always get some postcards. So this one says Visit Palestine. We have a postcard of our artist with that really cool instrument. We have something about poppies, which is why we got that poppy bag. The poppy flower is the national flower of Palestine. With its green stem and red petals, every portion of the plant is said to represent the colors of the Palestinian flag. I did not know that. We also got a travel journal. There's been a travel journal in pretty much every box from Safiya's World Music Tour, which is kind of fun. It's got different pages for your itinerary. There's lined pages. There's pages where you can like show what you packed or maybe what you're bringing home with you. What was the most exciting? What was the least exciting? I'll have to flip through those pages and see what else is in there. We also have, it looks like some more jewelry, some like Evil Eye, or not Hamza jewelry, but we've got this in very pretty colors. So it's like a longer necklace, which of course you could double up as a bracelet or just maybe as your necklace, or you could have it as a long necklace as well. So kind of fun, but it does have that like eye, I believe, to ward off evil. And then, still more, of course, we have our very classic sort of kafia inspired scarf. Now, I actually have a few of the actual woven scarves. I have one in red and one in black from my time in Jordan, and they were really nice. Like, I was wondering if it was something that I couldn't wear as a visitor, but they actually showed us how to like put it up as a turban on our head. So this one is really cool because it's got the classic pattern, but it's more of a silky, super soft scarf, which I kind of love because I feel like I can use that a little bit more. And it's more of a like burnt orange color instead of that super duper bright red. So this will look really nice in the fall, but you guys can see how like silky smooth and lovely that is. And then of course we have our little suitcase, which is only in the full suitcase boxes. It's just so sweet. This is where we get our little cassette shaped USB that has all of our music kind of preloaded, and she always does do an image of the artist there on the front. Then we have our little ticket that tells us a little bit about the artist as well as gives us that download. And then we usually have our note. It says, "Thank you so much for purchasing Safiya's World Music Box. I'm so delighted to be the featured artist this month. I hope my music takes you something nice, somewhere nice." I love that. So that's always super cute. I just think the suitcases are so adorable. I'm not sure what to do with all of the suitcases. Like now I think I have like 6 or 7 of the suitcases, but let's make sure that we got all of the items in the box that are listed. So it does mention our robot cameraman. We got our watch, and we got our Safiya's World Music travel journal, which I think it's cool because this time that travel journal doesn't necessarily have the name of the destination on it. So you could actually use it as your journal for all of these different boxes and kind of keep track and have multiple countries represented. So I think that was it for that. And then we got our gorgeous spoon rest, you guys. I am loving, I think the spoon rest and probably the olive oil and za'atar are going to be my favorite items in this box, along with, of course, the music and the music experience. We got that cute camel jewelry box. We got a bunch of jewelry, the one that was super colorful, the one that looked like red carnelian, the also that beautiful musical instrument one that's like listed separately as the Canon Necklace. We got our olive oil and za'atar, like I said. We got our olive oil soap. We got our kafia inspired scarf, so that very familiar Palestinian print, but on a silky version, which I think is cool. Our poppy flower bag, because that represents the flag. The Middle East inspired bag. I love that one that came in that outer bubble mailer with the camels. Love that one a lot, and it kind of like matches the colors of this little tin tin that had more candies in it, candy from Palestine and the Middle East, and then of course all of those sweets, which I did definitely enjoy, even though they weren't the most photogenic things by the time I was done with them. Let me know in the comments below what you know about Palestinian culture, what your favorite item in this box was, and if you are gearing up and getting ready to travel to India next month with Safiya's World Music Tour. If you did appreciate this video, please do give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. So would Safiya. And please leave some comments. We'd always love to hear from you. And I will see you all in my next unboxing.